All right, we are live now.
Hey, all right.
Welcome to the Humble Warrior Worthy Podcast, featuring my guy Maurice Williams. Man, how are you, bro?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed, and I'm happy to be here on a podcast. Um, I guess led by none other than humble warrior Eli. Blessed to know you and to be a part of your upbringing. So I'm very honored and humbled to be here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, tonight's topic is culture.
Ooh,
Culture.
do it for the culture, they say.
Oh, but before we get started, man, I want you to introduce yourself. This is actually the first episode, our first episode on StreamYard. So introduce yourself, Maurice. Tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started, man. What's some of the things that you've been doing lately? Things that you actually been grinding on,
Mm.
in life.
Sure. Well, first, my name is Maurice Williams. I'm an attractive nice young man. Let me stop. No, but I'm first and foremost a man of God. I take my faith and my relationship with God very seriously. So I'm a man of God. I am a husband. My wife and I will be married for 10 years come January, and well, together for 12 but married for 10. And then I have an 8-year old daughter, and then I feel like my dog will be mad if I don't announce her. So I have a little dog named Rosie. But beyond my beyond those things that actually really matter, I am the CEO and founder of a nonprofit organization called Born with Purpose, and that
Mm,
works in conjunction with my personal LLC, Maurice Williams.
yeah.
Whereas I provide enriching, empowering, and engaging programs that lead people, organizations, families closer to purpose and for strong character development. So that comes in a variety of forms, whether it's sports mentorship, entrepreneurship, public speaking, professional development. It comes in a lot of ways, and as of lately or as recently, um, in books, I am an author for Layla's Dreams, a children's book that encourages conversation between parents and children about the future of their kids' lives.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Wow. And you on the road, man. You on the road to success. I love to hear stuff like that all the time, man. That's a blessing. That's a huge blessing, man.
Thank you.
And I'm rooting for you to go.
I'm glad. I'm glad to have your support, and just know that you have my support too. I see you grinding, and that YouTube video, I didn't get a chance to text you, but that was amazing. I could tell that you poured into those young men's lives. You could hear a pin drop because they were all tuned in. You left them with something. So, yeah, shout out to you, man. You're doing your thing as well.
Oh, that was very deep. Well, let's get started, man. This topic is even gonna be even more deeper. Um, but the key to this topic, the key word I want to say is pain, because in our culture, we're in pain, and I'm not just saying the youth and all ages. We all is. I can say that for all of us. Like we all have been in situations and in different stages where we have felt pain many times
Hmm.
over. If not one time, a few times, but many times over. But not only that, man, like like the generation that's coming up, I feel like they're in a lot of pain. They're really going through it.
Yes.
And I've been seeing it so much lately. It actually caught my eye when I was speaking a few weeks ago, actually.
Hmm.
Um, just to make a long story short, the topic was empowering boys to men to be kings. And I never forget this. After I got done speaking, um, a lady came over to me and said, "Hey, this young kid, father didn't come. Would you mind sitting next to him?" I said,
Oh.
"Sure." I sit next to him. And I can just see the pain inside his eyes, man. It was so deep. But this kid was so strong that you couldn't see that, but if you was next to him, you can see and feel his pain.
Yes.
So he went to the bathroom. So I waited until he came back. But something told me to go outside the room and catch him.
Mm.
So when he got the bathroom, I went outside and we both met up. I said, hey, come here for a second. Man, something told me, like something just took the words right out of my mouth. And I said, listen, man, I said, how old are you? He said, I'm 15 years old. In the 8th grade. I'll be graduating this year.
Mm.
I said, wow. And I said, what's your life like right now? What's going on? He said, well, my father wasn't in my life all the time. If he was, he was doing things to me that was affecting me. I don't want to say too much, but there was a lot of things going on in his life that was affecting him. And he was hurt by that. He was hurt that his father was hurting him. And that made him realize that he has to be a man for his siblings. And he's 15 years old in the 8th grade, very smart, very intelligent.
Yeah.
And I gave him some wisdom that day. And this man, I'm gonna call him a man because that's what he is, a man. I mean, he looked me right in my eyes. I mean, eye to eye. And I said, listen, don't let nobody tear you down. Don't let nobody bring you down. I said, in life, people will always try to hurt you in different ways, physically, mentally, spiritually, and also emotionally. I said, it happens. I said, don't get me wrong. I can't relate to how you feel right now, but just know I understand some pain. I understand what you're going through.
Yeah.
And I said, you will always be tested, but you have potential.
Yes.
So I want you to keep going, keep
Come on.
striving for greatness.
Come on.
I said, I see it in you.
Yeah.
I said, this right here is just a test. This is to build your character up.
Yes, sir.
This is to build you up as a man.
Come on.
I said, you have already been a child. You already know what it's like to be a child. Right now, you're a man. Like you're just now getting into men's shoes. So I say, you know what? I got you, man. This summer, you're gonna hang with me this summer. I'm gonna put you on some things, and I kept my promise to him. So I made a promise that, if he continued doing good, I'll get him some shoes, some shorts. He loves basketball. He a basketball dude. He was tall too. I think he was like 6'1". I was like, okay, you got some height on you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just encouraged him, and he smiled and he said, Mr. Elijah, I thank you for having this conversation with me. He's like, you're the first person that came to me like this that can that can relate, that understands me.
Yeah.
I said, listen, I'm here for a reason. I mean, God gave me here. God sent me here for a reason. So, yeah, man, it was crazy. I'm not gonna lie, man. That day has forever changed me. Ever since I left, them kids been on my mind. I remember that, and I remember I held a 7-year-old kid in my arm, crying.
Wow.
And this kid was big too, potential. I mean, you can see it. You can see it. But yeah, a lot of pain in these kids, man. I can say that deeply.
Yeah. If I can comment, the first thing I would say is, I mean, you're very spiritual, so I feel confident and okay in saying this. I really want you to get out of saying something told me. And
You're right.
Let's give honor and credit to the Holy Spirit.
Holy Spirit.
That gives us discernment in those situations or in those scenarios to speak to people. Okay. At that moment, you was being obedient because God was using you on those young people's behalfs. And thank God that you was obedient to the Spirit, because now you've created this relationship with this young man that he desperately needed.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that. But I'm so proud of you, because some people would have held that in, maybe prayed for him in the car, but you turned that moment into action. And we don't know, maybe that action could save his life, so he's already showing gratitude by saying, yo, man, nobody's ever talked to me like this. Nobody has ever done this. So you've already made an impact. What I want to say is we need more of those moments in our community
Yeah.
where we can kind of step out of ourselves and what we're going through and lend a helping hand or lend an ear to somebody that's next to us. They may need some hope and inspiration. So I'm very proud of you, and I'm hoping that we can all meet up. You said he's good at basketball. I'll give him a free session to
Mm.
train. If you want to link up and maybe we can train and go get some lunch, and then we can have
Yeah.
a real good generation to generation to generation conversation. So
Oh
I'm
man, he would love that.
I'm
He
gonna
would
hold you
love
to that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep that in mind for sure. I need some work, man. I was just playing basketball, man, a few weeks ago, man. I was, first time I played, do something in my leg, my foot and all that, man, it was bleeding. I'm like, oh man, come on, man. I ain't trying to go through that.
Come on,
But
man.
second, third time I came out, I said, no, I got this, man. Put my speed on, put the
Mm,
Kyries on,
yeah.
start going to work after that. Next thing you know,
Yeah.
I got it. I
Yes,
ain't playing
sometimes.
2 years.
But you know what? I know what you mentioned it in a funny way, but that muscle memory,
Yeah,
it means a lot. And that
yeah,
shows up in so many ways, not just on the basketball court, but in our personal lives.
yeah,
When things come up, when there's a disagreement, and you think back on how mom and dad argued.
yeah,
Well, yo, he hit her. All right, so I gotta hit him.
yeah,
I gotta do that. Muscle memory,
yeah,
can really be it can be beneficial in your case, which it
yeah,
was, or
yeah.
it could be detrimental to people depending on what their foundation is. That's so key. I'm so glad that you mentioned that.
You know, I thank God for my father and mother. I thank God that my dad wasn't abusive towards us or my mom. That was a blessing that he was a man, a true man of God.
Yes.
Um, but what my dad taught me at a young age is that you're gonna always go through things in life.
Yep.
You're gonna come across people that's gonna hurt you. You know, and so my dad had to toughen me up at a young age. I was always quiet, but he showed me the ropes of life, man. Like he showed me that wherever you go through in life, you can get past it.
Yes, sir.
But he said the main thing that you have to get past is people.
Yep.
People. If you can get past people, you have already into your journey.
Mm,
You have to get past people in order to begin your journey.
mm,
If you're still on people, that means you're not. That means you're not changing. You're not learning.
mm,
You keep repeating the same cycle over and over and over and over and over.
mm.
And we all have done it many times over. But
Absolutely.
when does that cycle end?
Yeah.
You know. And when my dad taught me that, man, I went through that at a young age. Like I had to get through people in order to find my purpose in life.
Yes, sir.
Like I had to get through. I had to get through people in order to find me.
Yes.
Because somebody asked me one day. Somebody asked me years ago. Actually, this was 3 years ago. Somebody asked me, "Do you know who you are?"
Mm.
I said, "Yeah, I know who I am." It was like, "All right, who is you?" Elijah Clay. It was like, "Okay, what else?"
Right. Right.
I'm like, I go to church. I go to college, play basketball. What? He was like, "But do you know who you are?"
Mm.
I was like, "What you mean?" So he says to me, No. I don't want to know what you do for a living. I want to know who you are.
Come
Like
on.
what's your purpose? What's your
Yeah.
calling?"
Uh-huh.
I was like, dang, and I ain't know. And it's crazy. When he said that to me, I didn't know what to say back.
Mm.
I say, you know what? I don't know who I am. And I'll never forget this. He said to me, you have a purpose, but I want you to find it, to figure it out. And the only way you'll figure it out is by you reading your word, by
Oh,
you reading different books, by you having that relationship with God.
yeah.
I said, wow. And ever since then, I've been locked in with that. So now I know my purpose. So if I see that man again, I know my purpose, man. And he go, what's your purpose? I'm gonna tell him, you know. But just stuff like that, man. Like and it's crazy that a lot of people don't know who they are.
That's right.
You can have the great career, you can have a great job, but that career and that job don't make you who you
Mm,
are.
agreed. Yes,
Because
sir.
Bob Proctor, I'm sorry, Bob Proctor said this years ago. He said 95% of the people on this planet can work a 9 to 5. Uh, what I guess a 12 to 6 or whatever. The late night shifts. Like people work all day life, but once they retire, they don't know what else to do.
Exactly.
They don't know how to find themselves. All
Yes,
they
sir.
know is all they know is to work.
Mm-hmm.
And the average person today, they work, but they're miserable. They're not living life. A lot of people think that they do the career, they can go out different places. Like that's really not living. It's like you're just repeating the same cycle over and over and over. Like, what's your purpose in life?
Yes, that's right.
What are you here for?
Yes.
And that's the real answer that you have to ask yourself. What on earth are you here for?
Yes, right. You know, I really agree with that in the sense of if we are to take the spiritual approach, God does not make any mistakes.
Yeah.
And he does things in a way that is of order.
Yeah.
So when each of us, when we have come into this world, we came at a specific time, on a specific day, a specific month, and a specific year
Yeah.
for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's up to us through self-discovery and through relationship with him to find out what that purpose and what that reason is, because we all have one. And I
Yeah.
think when I don't know if reject the journey
Mm.
of finding who we are, I think that's when
Yeah.
the enemy, or when destruction, or when negativity or even derailment can seep in.
Yeah.
Because yes, we're living, but I consider it almost like zombies.
Mm.
Like we're walking around, we're breathing, we have eyesight,
Yeah.
but there's no direction, there's no soul, there's no
Yeah.
heart. And I think that's one of the most dangerous things in our community,
Mm.
because when you don't have purpose, you don't have value for yourself
Mm.
or for your brother or your sister.
Mm.
And
Wow.
that's the very thing that's lacking. We don't value each other. So it's very easy to
Yeah.
take a life.
Mm.
It's very easy for us to get in routines that don't serve our purpose well,
Yeah.
or get into relationships that don't serve our purpose well, because there's no value for self and no value for our brother or our sister.
Mm. I've always said this. Denzel Washington said this. Pain is passed down from father to son, from son to daughter.
He said that.
And if you don't bring any good to them, how would you bring any good to you?
Mm,
And when he said that, only thing I could think of is that when you don't do what you're supposed to do and
wow.
handle your responsibility as a man,
Wow.
your child, first thing he goes is anger.
Yes.
And that anger builds up to the rage.
Yes.
And that rage causes him to go out in the streets,
Yes, sir.
to start shooting people.
Yes, sir.
And it's crazy. I'm starting to hear this word nowadays, and I'm sorry, I just like this word so much. When people say demon,
Mm.
like I'm starting to hear kids say, "Yo, my man's a demon. My
Mm.
man's my man here's a demon. Yo, I'm a demon. Yo, yeah. All we know is demon world." I'm just like,
Wow.
huh?
The power of words, man. My God.
And it's so crazy that an 18-year-old kid can pick up a gun nowadays, or a 17-year-old kid can pick up a gun nowadays. That's the first thing he thinks of is rage and a demon. And it breaks my heart because a lot of men in this world that have sons, that have daughters, because there is females that's out in the streets as well doing the
Oh,
same
for
thing
sure.
men are doing.
Yeah, and it might be
Yeah.
a little bit more thuggish out there. You
Very
know,
much Douglas, and it's crazy. Once a woman got her mind made up, oh, they on go. Like
all,
they more
and
vicious than men.
they are because they use the men as the workers.
Yeah,
They gonna get
yeah,
it done.
yeah.
So, but yeah,
And that breaks my heart because a lot of fathers is not in their lives. A lot of fathers have abandoned them and hasn't handled their responsibility. It's like you can be in a life, but you're not there. Like
yes,
like you're just trying to show, like you're just showing your face, but you're not putting the work in.
yes, sir.
And that's where it starts at. It starts from home.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not doing your job at home
Come on,
as a father or a mother, the first thing your kids going to do is go out to the streets, go out to the world.
because they have to learn from somebody.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have to like everything that we do is a learned process.
Mm,
For the most part, like
yeah,
something we are always sponges. They often say kids are sponges and they soak in everything.
yeah,
It's the same way throughout adolescence,
yeah,
throughout adulthood. We're still sponges. We're still learning.
yeah, yeah.
Everything that we output is comes from something that we input.
Mm,
And
mm,
to that father, to the fathers, first I will say that there is a misconception
mm,
that there are no black fathers in the home.
yeah,
There are many black fathers that are doing their thing, and we must give them that respect. There's this media is big business, so they want to paint this picture that we are not in the home, but we are. But for the ones that are not in the home, that's a major and huge issue
yeah,
because how I don't want to discredit all of what women, especially black women,
yeah,
have done for our community and our families. They have held it down. They
yeah,
have been the mother and the father. They have been everything. But there is something unique and special and powerful when a positive man is there. And you talked about the difference between being there versus being present.
yeah,
You could be on the mail list.
yeah, yeah,
You can have a pillow in the bed,
yeah,
but if you're not setting up quality time with your children,
yeah,
you're not present,
yeah,
and you can't speak into the lives of these young people. And it's really important to have that father presence. Um, and it's a detriment,
yeah,
and our oppressors knew that.
yeah,
That's why their main objective was to divide and conquer. Their
mm,
main objective was to get the family, to destroy the family. If I destroy the family, I could destroy their futures. I could
mm,
destroy the purpose. I could
mm,
destroy the vision for their lives. So what we're going to do, we're going to send the father over here. We're going to send the mom over here, and we're going to send the kids over here.
mm,
What they do with the assistance from the government. Oh, you want assistance? Well, the father cannot be in the household. Oh, you want assistance? Okay, well, you get the father got to have a different address, got to have a different zip code. So what does the mom do? Hey, I got to provide for these babies.
yeah,
So dad, you can't be there. But
yeah,
unfortunately, listen, I know that that's messed up and it's unfair and it's unfortunate, but the reality is no one is coming to save us. And in order for us to really restore us,
mm,
is we have to take our families back.
yeah,
We have to take our communities and our businesses and all of that back for us to be who we should be and who we ought to be.
Well, I'm gonna say this. A man is called for three things: a priest, a provider, a protector. So if a man is called these three things, what's stopping them? What's stopping him from doing his job?
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to lay down that law, lay down that authority. You know, his family is supposed to honor him as he do his job.
Can I say something? I just sorry, I mean
Yeah,
to cut you off, but I
yeah,
just want to say this, and this may hurt some people, especially my men out there.
yeah,
But I think, or sorry, not that I think, I believe
yeah,
that the reason why we have these issues is because when a man and a woman has sex,
mm,
number one, it is my belief that it should be under the foundation of marriage. But we all know that that does not happen.
yeah,
But when you have sex with a woman, whether married or not, you should envision that this could be the mother of my child from the beginning. That this, from this
yeah,
action, I can bring a child here.
yeah.
We don't think about that. We just think, oh,
No,
I'm about to tear it, I'm about to take it down. I'm gonna have this good time. And because we don't value sex for what it is, yes, it feels good, but that number one is I can produce a child. So you
living in
have,
the moment,
come on. So you have a
living in the
lot of,
moment.
you got a lot of men
Yeah,
or males who
yeah,
have sex who have no intention of being a father from the jump, and they miss the fact that yo, this action could lead to this.
yeah.
And then we have a lot of fatherless children
Mm,
that are roaming the streets, that, like you said, that are hurt, angry, sad. And what
yeah.
does the world do? They benefit and they profit off of black trauma. So,
I'm glad that you said. I'm glad we're talking about this. It just came back to memory. I remember sitting at the table, and I thought I was talking to someone's dad. I'm talking to a grandfather.
wow.
And I'm not gonna lie. He was in front. He was tuned in. He was listening to everything I was saying, and when
Yeah.
he was done, he was like, "Yo, man, I gotta give you your props. What you said was real. What
Wow.
you said was true." And he was like, "You know what? A lot of fathers don't know how to raise kids.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of kings don't know how to lead their people."
Yeah.
He said, "My father was a great man, but he didn't teach me how to love a woman. All
Mm,
he knew was to sleep with females, and that was
come on.
it."
That's right.
So he said, I watched him do it. Then I started doing it.
Yes.
But it came to reality a couple years later. I said, man, I can't be doing this. I need to stop while I'm ahead right now.
Yes.
Because if I don't stop, I'm going to end up just like him.
Mm,
10 kids,
that's right.
child support.
Yep.
So when he said that, man, that right there was like, wow.
Mm,
But not only that, I seen his grandson over there. I said, man, let me ask you a question. Where's his dad at? He said, man, he saw his dad one time at the
wow.
funeral. He said that when he saw him, he said, hey, his grandfather said, hey, you can always pick him up whenever you can.
Yeah.
He'll be at my house. He said he never came. He said his father has 8 different kids.
That's crazy.
8 different kids. And that right there was painful, man. I
Yeah.
mean, when I tell you that you can see these kids pain on their eyes because
Yeah.
they don't really care if their father's in their life. They want closure.
Ye-
They want to know why you didn't come, why you're not showing up.
Why?
Why? And that's the key word. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you leave me? Why did you abandon me?
Yes.
Why did you do this? Why did you do that? And that's what it's about, man. And it's crazy. A lot of fathers don't know how to what's the word? They don't know how to express that.
No.
They don't know how to talk
Yeah.
to people. And some of them, they've been in generational curses with their families.
Yeah.
And that stuff lives on time after time after time after time. And that's what affecting the culture today is that we have these generational curses in these families, and that's what's causing them to divide like this. So then when those kids get older, they do the same thing to their kids, and then their kids, and then their kids gonna do the same thing to their kids, and it just lives on forever. It never ends.
Never ends.
It never ends.
I I think you said this word cycle in the
Yeah,
beginning,
yeah,
and it it often, that question lays on my spirit a lot. What does it take to stop the cycle?
mm.
Because like you said, it's over and over
Oh,
again. You can see things duplicate um itself in many families.
yeah,
But what does it take to stop the cycle? And I know, at least in my own, um I guess, how can I say it? My own experience of an absentee father is it's information,
mm.
enlightenment, and mentorship.
Yeah,
Of course, I've come to know God, and he has been my heavenly father. But without the information available, knowing that things can be different, a lot of people don't think that things can be different. This is the way of life.
yeah,
That's an issue. So information, being enlightened, and then mentorship. You know, somebody coming in and being consistent, because and telling you that things can be different. And the reason why I say consistent is because we develop tough skin now. So now when you come and tell me, oh, things can be better or things could be different, I may reject you,
yeah,
because all I know is what is in front of me.
yeah,
So what you telling me is a fantasy land that don't exist.
yeah.
Fathers in the home that don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Men being with one woman in a monogamous relationship that don't exist.
Yeah,
These things are foreign to a lot of people in our community. So we have to be consistent in a loving and a non-judgmental way for
yeah.
people to begin to say, "Oh, you know what? I see it now. This can be my possibility. This could be me."
I think it starts with prayer. It starts with that relationship with God. Um, I know the cycle. All right, so for me, I know my cycle was college. Most of my siblings went to college but didn't finish. And here I am almost finished, but I didn't get a chance to finish because I was distracted.
Mm,
But now that I see that, I say, you know what? I'm going back and I'm gonna get that because I need that to break that cycle.
come on.
I need I need to show my family that this can be broken.
Yes.
Once we break this, I have led a whole nother legacy for my siblings and my cousins and whoever else. Now they see that. So now it encourages them to go to college and get their
Mm,
degrees and fall into their purpose.
yes.
I speak so much on purpose because we're all here for a reason. We all
Mm,
have a purpose in life.
yes, sir.
There's no purpose if you're living. You might,
Mm,
you might, you might as well just be gone now.
yeah. Yeah.
Might as well be. But when when I say cycle, you have to break that cycle. I know for me, I had to break many cycles in order to become the man I am today.
Okay.
I had to break cycles with females. I mean, I wasn't like crazy, but I had to break cycle with females.
Yeah.
I had to break cycle with friends, people that I
Yep.
call so-called friends.
Yeah.
Because I seen the route that they was going at. I couldn't go that route.
Yeah.
I seen what my brother went through. I couldn't go that route what my brother was going through.
That's
You
right.
know, I seen so many things. I say, you know what? I'm not going to take this route because I know where that's leading to.
Yeah.
And so you have to use wisdom in life. And trust me, everyone has wisdom in life because you can go through something right now, and I guarantee you, something is telling you, and that something is the Holy Spirit is telling you to go the other way,
Yeah.
to don't even look back, move forward. And a lot of times we look back because we want to take a peep, and that peep just might cost us.
That's right.
So I always encourage people to pray. Pray about your soulmate. Pray about your purpose in life.
Yeah.
Um, Pray for your people. Get to know yourself. Pray for yourself. You know,
Yeah.
these are the things that you need to do on a regular daily basis. And this is how your mental is. This is why I always talk about the mental, because your mental is very important.
Yes,
Like
sir.
like you need to be aware that your mental is your everything.
That's right.
Like you can think about one thing and then do another, but your
Yes.
mind says on that one thing though. Like, how do you break that?
You know, it's hard to
It
do
is.
that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to say it's very easier said than done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I would say that our physical and mental and spiritual environments play heavily on, and sorry, our physical, mental, and spiritual environments
Yeah.
play heavily on our mindset. And I think when we become in control of that, and I had to say that again because I think for so long I thought that my family is just my family, what I've been born into.
Yeah.
But then I realized that, oh snap, this friend, this brother over here who's not blood related, this can be my family. And maybe, and now he's starting to talk about entrepreneurship. Maybe I should spend some more time around him.
Yeah.
Oh, that brother over there, man. I was raised in a family where my uncle, all he did was cheated. So that's all I knew. But then I saw this other brother over here that really valued his wife and had this best friend relationship with her. So I was like, oh, stat, that's I want that too.
Yeah.
I changed my environment, and I think when we can do that, when we can change our environment to better support who we want to be, I think that's when the reality can set in. Like, yo, I'm breaking this cycle. I'm not doing that anymore. And then it's gonna change for you. It will change for the generation after you. And I think that's when healing can begin. But I
Mm.
think with our community, with black people specifically, is that we've been through so much, bro,
Yeah.
and that everything is kind of just swept under the rug, that we
Mm.
have learned how to just jump over it.
Mm.
That those things under the rug don't even bother us anymore. They
Yeah.
they weighing us down. If somebody could like take, like, how they do the x-rays, if
Yeah.
they could do like an x-ray of our spirit, it would be a lot of weeping individuals, a lot of individuals filled with sorrow and hurt. But because
A lot of seeds. A lot of seeds. Yeah.
yeah,
Seeds. Yeah.
come on.
Yeah.
But we just have to keep on going because the
Yeah.
world does not have any sympathy or even empathy for the black person.
No.
The things that we've gone through, the things that we have seen, the things that white America has caused us, we just got to get over it. Because even not little things, but major things like the murder of George Floyd
Mm.
that was broadcasted for everyone to see, we still got to go to work on Monday. We watched this man be killed 9 seconds on national television. We got to deal with that and then go to work on Monday. We
And
got to
it's
see. Go ahead.
and it's
Sorry.
crazy. I'm sorry to cut you off. It's
No, go ahead.
crazy because I just want to say this is that when we watch that, people was doing riots, people was marching, people really wanted justice for that. But then you have another crowd
Yeah.
that was coming at him and say, "Oh, he was beating his wife up, he wasn't treating his kid right," and that's the problem right there. We tried something positive, and yet the negative still have to come in one way or another. The negative still has to find its way just to get in there,
Mm-hmm.
and that's me. That to me is the biggest problem in our culture
Mm.
because we try to do positive, but yet the negative still prevails. And that leads me to my question actually, is this culture failing or is God prevailing?
Is this culture failing or is God prevailing? Uh, I want to answer that. Check your phone real quick.
Just
Uh,
dead.
all right.
Gotcha.
And I'm going, in my opinion, spiritually speaking, I'm going to say we're failing.
Mm.
Um, because spiritually things are going to get ridiculously worse before Jesus comes back. I don't know who's listening right now, but this is just my faith. My faith teaches me that we have a savior in Jesus Christ and that he's going to return in the resurrection to resurrect the people that follow him. And in that word it says, things will get continuously worse until he returns.
Mm.
So I do believe that things are getting worse. When we look at our communities, young people are dying at an alarming rate. We've lost The young people have lost respect for even for the OGs, the adults. There was a time where there was a line. You had the people that was in the streets, and then you had the people that wasn't. And we knew what could be touched and what not could be touched.
Exactly.
There is no line now.
Mm.
Everybody is up for grabs. Every single body. That's not that's something new. That's something different. That's a new evil.
Mm.
That's a new disrespect.
Yeah.
And we label that as culture. And it's
Mm.
not. It's evil. It's wickedness, that's in our streets. I would say I am seeing more young people follow God, and I'm seeing more men come in, so that's a blessing. But I think overall, um, I do, but and how dang, you know what? I'm kind of twisted because I am
Yeah.
seeing
Yeah.
more black people in entrepreneurship and more businesses, and more self advocacy. So there is some things that are working for our good, but I just can't gloss over the fact that you got in Philly alone, you got young people 13, 14, 15, 16 that are dying every single day at an alarming rate. And I can't put more black people becoming entrepreneurs over young people dying at an alarming rate. Yeah.
All right, I got one more question for you, and then wrap it up.
Yeah.
Um, this is gonna be a deep one too, but I need to ask this question: how can we bring the best version out of you in order to become what you're meant to be?
How can we bring the best version out of you?
So, how
Uh,
can we bring the best version out of this culture in order for them to become what they're meant to be?
well, there was this man that asked me this question. He said, "Yo, Reese, how do you spell love?" And I
Mm.
said, I'm a college graduate. Easy. I got it. Love. And he said that's incorrect. You spell love with
Oh,
Time, as in time.
oh, wow. Oh,
I,
wow. I like that one.
and immediately the
Wow.
light switch went off because he turned the word love into not just something that we say, but something that we
Wow.
do. He turned it into an action word. And I see that in my daughter. I spend more time with her, then she begins to open up a little bit more.
Mm.
And with my wife, I spend more intentional time with her. Our relationship blossoms and grows to new levels. The same way with people, the same way with our community. I think if we were to set up more intentional and intimate times with people in our community, then we can, number one, we get to know them, and then we can better serve them. But if we're just going to come into the community and say, you need this program, and you need to have this, without knowing them, I think we miss it. The
Mm.
program might be great, but if I don't know you, if you haven't spent time with me, then it's going to be hard to really create impact. Because even with the teachers,
Yeah.
we got some great teachers, but our students are so hurt that But I can't even. But before you can teach them curriculum, you have to make a connection first, and that requires time. So I think in order for us to get the best out of people, we have to commit time, which is an investment because time is precious. And then after that, we can say, okay, well, what do you want? What do you need? And then we can better, okay, well, we got this program going over here on Wednesdays to because you said you needed that, right? And then we got this going on Thursdays at 12 o'clock, man, because you said that you needed that, right? That
Yeah.
intentional programming. I think that's the best way because I think through time creates transparency. Because when you get comfortable with somebody, you're willing to share a little bit more. And you're willing to say, oh, you know what, man, my uncle did touch me at 8. And that's why I'm doing the things that I do. You
Mm.
know what, man, I did see my father abuse my wife, or I did see my mom on drugs. And that's why I'm doing the things that I do. But that can only come from a level of comfort, which stems from time.
Over time. Wow.
Yeah.
That was deep, bro.
Oh man.
Um, I'm gonna just say this and I'm gonna wrap it right up. I thank God for my lady.
Yes.
I'm gonna just say that. I thank God for my lady, man.
Yes, sir.
And me and her, I'm not gonna say we're perfect. I'm not gonna say any of that stuff, but we're perfection. We're working towards the goals.
Mm-hmm.
We're working towards that best version coming out of us
Yeah.
for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what a lot of people need to see. They
Yes.
need they need to see that example,
Yes, right.
so then they can do the same for their soulmate.
Yes, sir.
And that's very important in our culture is when you lead by example, others will follow.
Hey, I don't mean to cut you off, and I'm gonna get right back to you. The only reason why I post my family, because I could care less.
Yeah,
Like I don't care about social media at all. But the
yeah,
only reason why I do that is for what you just said, to be an example for other people to see. I don't care about no likes, no views, no comments, no reshares, no
yeah,
retweets, no none of that. But
yeah,
if I can inspire a young man or a young woman to be the best father and mother, or the best husband and wife, or to be the best person, then I'm
yeah.
going to do it. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, but people have I have seen people in marriages and it amazes me how the love of their relationship and their marriage just caught my eyes. Like it taught me that over time you will fall in love with your soulmate.
Mm,
Over time, y'all will grow and y'all will develop and y'all will get so much wisdom inside of you guys that you're gonna help so many people.
mhm.
And that's the ultimate goal in life. When you meet your soulmate, you meet your purpose.
That's right.
When you when you're doing your purpose, everything follows. Everything just comes one at a time. Everything just goes. But that's literally it, man.
Eh,
This was a great topic,
It was.
and we
We
have to do a part two.
You ain't lying. I was about to say that. We got to do a part 2, and I'm gonna need this download because I said some gems, and
Yeah.
I need to post this, man. I might become viral after this. I need this. I need it.
Oh man, I really can't wait, man. We need to do a part two, man. This was amazing, man. But last question, then we can wrap it up. What 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 can you encourage in this culture into this? I'm sorry. What? How can you encourage this culture in today's world? What wisdom can you give them? What can
Um,
you encourage them if they see this video right now? If somebody's watching this video right now, what encouragement can you give them?
man, that's a lot of pressure, man. I would say I know this is far fetched because some people believe that God is so far away.
Yeah.
But I was just talking to my daughter today. She's shadowing me throughout the week. She's following me as an entrepreneur, and I was like, "Yo, you gotta stay in God's face.
Mm,
Like, you feel like He's not there, but He's omnipresent. So He's everywhere. He's a spirit. So He doesn't take on a form. He doesn't take up space. Like He's just there.
Yeah.
So I would say seek God and understand that seeking him is nothing more than just saying, yo, what's up, God? How you doing? Let's talk for a minute. And I think and seeking him can give a lot of freedom, because then you begin to find out who you are. And I'll say to young people also, stay true, don't become a trend.
Mm.
Like no matter how long it takes,
Yeah.
like find yourself and be okay with being by yourself, because being by yourself does not mean you're alone. Being by yourself lets you know you got two people still in the room. It's you and God. So you're never
Yeah.
alone. So take time to find out who you are. But then also, I would say, man, be intentional about your spaces,
Mm.
about the spaces that you put yourself in, and then also the people that you allow in. Last but not least, and then I'll shut up, I promise, is to stay in motivational spaces. I
Mm.
think on our daily task list, we'll write everything down from mopping the floor to sending that document to making that phone call, but we won't put on their motivation. And as we're going through the day, as we're doing things, it's important that we give ourselves something. What did we pour into us as we're pouring everything out? Because we get drained, and it's important for us to be refueled and be rejuvenated. So what's your daily motivation like? Are you listening to a Maurice Williams? Are you listening to a Humble Warrior? Are you listening to Eric Thomas or the Inky Johnson, or to whatever the case may be, that can give you that strength to keep on going? Um, yeah, that's it.
Stay away from rap music. It is bad for you. Please stay away from rap music. Part
No,
two, I'm going to be talking about the rap music, man. I gotta talk about the rap music. I'm just,
I'm
I
down
can't do
with
it
that.
right now. I can't do it right now. But please stay encouraged. Stay away from the rap music, man. That music is a bad influence. Stay
Man,
positive. Stay motivated.
hip
Be
hop has
alone.
hip hop has become a father. So
That's a lot of people therapy session.
yeah.
I don't want to say too much, man. I
Yeah,
can't say too
I
much.
gotta get out. I got a meeting.
I
Yeah.
can't say too much, but hey, listen, bro. It was great having you, man, on my
Likewise.
podcast. Like I said, this is episode 1. So we gotta do a part 2. It gotta be episode 2, man.
Yes, sir.
The people are gonna love this. I'm gonna post this, I'm gonna tag you in it, man. I'm gonna send what I can to you. Yeah, we need to do a part 2, bro. I'm all in for this. Like this is definitely a game changer.
Yeah,
Game changer.
for sure. I loved it, man. And I love you, man. I'm looking forward to part 2. Send me those dates.
I will. Sure do.
All right, man.
Stay, bro. Stay blessed.
Yes, sir.
Love you always.
Love you too. All right.